Hey there, and welcome to Hot Seat. And we are here to explore the reasons of why. What's the why? What's the purpose? What drives business owners to do what they do? If it's what you're looking for, to get motivated, well, we look forward to sharing this episode with you. I'm your host, Kelvin Holiday, and I am enjoying the fact that we can explore people's why and motivate others. So stay tuned for this exciting new episode. 15 minutes, fast paced. Let's do it. Well, welcome again, folks, to another Hot Seat. And we have Andrew Woodward. He is an amazing guy, and he actually calls himself the anti-financial advisor. Very interesting catchphrase. So we are looking forward to hearing a little bit more about Andrew and what he does. So Andrew, mate, come on into the hot seat, champion.
Hey, Kel, thanks for having me.
Mate, it is my pleasure, mate. So we haven't known each other for a long time, but yeah, like most people these days, we do a bit of stalking around and having a look at socials and stuff like that. So, mate, what you do is an amazing thing. The anti-financial advisor. That's an interesting topic we'll get into a little bit later on. But, mate, let's just start off. Who is Andrew? Like, what is the things that get you out of bed? What do you enjoy about life and family? Where you come from? All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, look, I'm based in Cronulla Beach in Sydney, Australia, and I'm a cyclist. And if we had the time, I'd tell you the story about how my business started because of my bike. But yeah, I am a passionate cyclist. I'm passionate about wealth creation. I'm a father of two, husband, obviously, and been in business for about 9 years now. And my business pretty much started because I was challenged by a business mentor. And, the business mentor, that all came about because of my bike and a cancer charity. So there's a great story there, but we may not have time for the whole story. But yeah, I'm passionate about money, numbers, and people growing their wealth.
Yeah, mate. Look, it's such an important thing, and mate. I share your experience, mate. I really got myself motivated. I love. I'm living in Thailand now, and I got to love Thailand because of a bike ride.
Yeah.
It's quite an interesting challenge. So we might have some other conversations off screen and off the podcast. But mate, so in the Sydney suburbs, that's down there in a little bit in the south of Sydney there. So it's a good, beautiful spot to live.
Absolutely.
So a nice place to cycle as well. So what got you into this financial sort of business? What's your background?
So I am by background, I'm going to go a little bit further than just this background, but by background, and as long as you don't tell anybody, I was previously an accountant. So I'm a qualified chartered accountant, company director, chartered secretary, all of that type of stuff. Always been interested in numbers, all the way back to when I was about 14 years old. I had the privilege of being relatively competent at playing the sport of squash, a sport that we don't hear that much about anymore. But I played men's competition at the age of 14, and I was in a team when I was 14 with three other guys who were all in the finance industry. And for 6 months, they got in my ear about the importance of investing money so that you could live off the returns of the money. So you didn't have to work until you were 65 or older. And that stuck with me. So fast forward a period of time, I'm now working full time, and trying to learn everything I can about growing my wealth. I'm making all the mistakes that everybody makes when they first get their hands on bags of money, spending it, losing it, all that type of stuff. But eventually I worked it out after studying lots of people, doing lots of courses, and I worked out how to grow my wealth and got myself in a financially secure position relatively young. And so off the back of that, I then, as I said, I joined a cycling charity and got a mentor who was the chairman of the charity because I've been quite good at raising money. And he challenged me to share what I'd done for myself with other people. And there's a book out there called Where Are All the Customers' Yachts? And it's a fable about two guys who went to school together. One of them becomes a financial advisor in New York. The other one is outside of that industry. They're walking towards the harbour in New York. The guy that's not the financial advisor sees all the yachts in the harbour and says, "Who owns all the yachts?" And the financial advisor mate says, "Well, the financial advisors own all the yachts." And his naive mate basically says, well, where are all the customers' yachts? And the advisor looks at him as if to say, what are you talking about? The advisors own the yachts, not the customers. So that book convinced me that I was on the right path when it comes to teaching people how to grow their money, and it born the phrase the anti-financial advisor. I know there's a place for them in the world, but for the majority of people, they're better off taking control of their money and growing their wealth themselves rather than relying on somebody else who doesn't care as much about their money as they do.
Mate, what an absolute cracker story. That's a book to read. I think I might, for those people, I might research that one myself and actually have a bit of a read on that one. So what an awesome story.
Yeah, it's a great book, and it's supplemented by a Tony Robbins book. So you don't have to be a Tony Robbins fan, but he also wrote a book called Unshakable.
Mhm.
And it's about 250 pages. In the first 92 pages, he goes into why people should get a financial literacy education. And he even does the maths to explain the impact of advisor fees on your long-term wealth. And for most people, it's pretty surprising to learn that it's a six-figure number.
Wow.
So yeah, so over a period of time, if you're constantly paying an advisor to do this for you, it's going to cost you way over six figures. So those two books changed my, I guess, my career direction, in that they convinced me I was in the right track going down the path of teaching people how to manage and grow their money.
Wow.
And
What an inspirational story. I'm looking forward to it for your hot seat, hot tip very shortly. But mate, I think so you've cycled. So this charity you were talking about, you've actually spent some time with a charity, which is always, I think, an indicator in my books that people have got a heart, not just to feather their own nest, but to do something else. So tell us a little bit about maybe the charity and maybe what some of the rides you've actually done.
yeah, so the charity's Tour to Cure. It's to raise money for cancer research. I joined it because my mother-in-law passed away from cancer, and I promised my wife I'd find a way to raise money in her honor. And joined the charity and did 5 of their signature tours. So their signature tours are about 9 or 10 days. And so I've ridden from Sydney to Hobart via Canberra and Melbourne, Brisbane to Sydney, Adelaide to Sydney, no, sorry, Sydney to Adelaide, Sydney to Geelong, Adelaide to Melbourne. And I think that's the 5 of them. So they're roughly 1,500 to 1,700 kilometres over 9 to 10 days. You're doing presentations along the way at schools, teaching kids about be fit, be healthy, be happy. And then of a night time, you're presenting some money to a local town's cancer-related projects so that they can get things up and running. So one of the things that we don't realise in major cities is the limitations when it comes to cancer treatment in regional towns. So, a $10,000 donation to a regional town could end up being an extra respirator or a bed or something like that for a cancer patient. It makes a massive difference. So they were very emotional days because they were tough on the body riding, and then of a night time you're hearing lots and lots of cancer stories that were pretty emotional. But ultimately, I got to raise in my 5 tours just shy of $500,000. And that charity has been very successful. Even just in the last couple of weeks, they finished their most recent signature tour, and the current Australian of the Year did that. And I'm not sure if you know his story, but he is suffering a brain cancer, and he's literally testing his own research on himself. And his research is proving to prolong his life, and it is actually working on his particular cancer, which is a fairly rare one. So it's a great charity, does a lot of great work, and I was very privileged to be a part of it. And as I said, raise a large amount of money to help them, with their cause of helping people when it comes to research, but also prevention and support.
Mate, well, can I just say, as a side one, you've honoured your mother-in-law beautifully by the sounds of it. You've honoured the promise, and you're making a difference in the world. That is, mate, tip my hat to you. Really, really well done. That's a lot of money to raise. I know what it's like. As I said, I've been on quite a few charity rides myself, but between riding and training and running a business and running just general life, and then on top of that, having to raise money to be able to go on these rides is no mean feat, and to be able to raise that sort of capital is awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Mate,
And my wife described the fundraising as my third job.
yeah, and it is. Yeah, and it is. But when it becomes something, as you said, when it becomes your why are you doing what you do? What I'm hearing here very clearly is your passion to help others. All right, and you get that reciprocity. You're reaping what you're sowing into the world, and that's what it's all about, Andrew. And I think, mate, love that, love that sort of positioning, mate. So I think where we've led to, this has been a very, very interesting conversation, and I would love to be able to hear some more stories. I'm sure I'm going to get you back for a tool time. Tool time is where we go and we explore a little bit more of what Andrew does and how he helps and teaches people in this wealth, and that financial advisor sort of space. I'd love to have you back and be able to share some of those sort of things. I'm gonna end it off here now, mate. I'm just gonna ask you what's one of those hot tips? If you've a lot of business owners get into business to create time and freedom, to create some financial wealth, and business sometimes just gets hard.
Yeah.
All right. So what's something you can share with the folks today?
Look, I'd love to give two things, because the first one that came to mind is when I first started my business, I went down the path of writing some courses and selling courses. And then I joined a mastermind group that was based in the US. And the plan was we were going to grow this massive online business that would sell my courses all around the world. And we'd have this impact that I was looking to have to change people's money outcomes. Only for me to discover that 75% of people who buy an online course don't even open it, let alone finish it or get any results from it. But as part of that mastermind, I used to travel to the US every 6 months, and I had the opportunity to listen to some very successful online business owners. And I'm very fortunate to still be in touch with this guy who, on this particular occasion, I was probably 3 or 4 years into my business, and to call it a business at that time would probably be an overstatement. It was a side hustle. And I was struggling to get the reach and the impact I was looking to have. And this guy got up on stage. He had a couple of online businesses, one that he had sold and a new one that he was doing great things with. And he got up on stage and basically said that to be successful in the online game, you just need to be persistent, because your competition won't be. And it stuck with me for a long, long time, to the point where I finally, a couple of years ago, when I hit my initial goal for a monthly income from my business, when I hit that target, I sent him a message via Instagram and told him that it was his words that convinced me to stick with my business through years 4 to 5 and 6 and 7, when it finally triggered and took off. Persistence pays. And so when you're in your business and you're going through those tough times, you just need to know that the persistence will get you through. For most people, they'll see the resistance as boulders on the road. But if you can see them as just pebbles that you can either pick up and throw away or step over, you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So persistence is absolutely crucial. And then I guess the other one is, just be consistent. Just take action and be consistent. And if you focus on the right actions, you'll get to where you want to be. And it doesn't matter what you do in life. Consistent application of worthy action will get you where you want to be. And as I said, it's resonated with me for a long, long time. And whenever anyone says, "What's the secret to your success?" I basically just say persistence.
Mate, well, consistently persistent.
Consistently persistent, yeah.
Yeah, that is. They are two really cool words for us to get sinking into our minds today, and obviously, as a cyclist and doing the charities and doing the stuff you're doing, it is about consistency. When people are training, it's about consistency, and it's the same thing with our mindset and our wealth creation, and being persistent, getting out of bed when sometimes you don't want to. All right. And that's a reality in business. You know, it happens to us all. We go, oh, geez, do I have to do this again? I've had a couple of hits, you know, I'm feeling a bit sore and sorry for myself. All right. But you just got to get up and consistently do it. So, two absolute crackers. Andrew, it has been a pleasure having you here on Hot Seat, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Kel. It's been great fun.
Mate, and we will be back. I am sure we're going to come back and offer some of your stuff in tool time to really get some people to understand what it is to grow their wealth and to understand it for themselves rather than just getting out there and getting somebody else to do it and losing, 6-7 figures, whatever it might be of their wealth, paying somebody else. Get to know it yourself.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, folks. That is another episode of Hot Seat. Wow. What an absolute cracker. Thank you, Andrew. And we'll all see you again very soon. Please make sure you like and share this podcast. Inspire as many other people as you can to go out there and make a difference in this world. Talk to you all soon.
Thanks for joining us here at Hot Seat. It's been an amazing, amazing event. It is a place where you can actually enjoy and be inspired by the why of others, the drive of the purpose and the passion. Please like and share this podcast with as many people as you can to inspire them to make a difference in this world. Have an awesome day. Unleash.